Hello, I'm John, the executive producer here at Final Show Films. I got a few notes for you before the show. First, I want to thank you all for watching. We couldn't do what we do or the amount of things that we do without the support of you, the viewer. If you want to support us financially, which we always appreciate, you can go to our Patreon page at patreon.com/fsfilms, where you can donate as little as $1 a month to help us continue this and all the things that we do. I want to give a special shout out to our $25 supporters, Antitonic, Waterflame, and Samantha Bates. Second, I want to let you all know that we here at Final Show Films are planning a little get-together up at Gen Con this year. That's August 2nd through 5th up at Indianapolis. We're going to be up there just sort of hanging out, enjoying the con, spending time together, and if any of you guys want to come up and say hi, please feel free. We don't bite unless you want us to. And if you enjoy whatever it is you're about to watch or listen to, be sure to check out our website at finalshowfilms.com, where you can find links to all of our other content, both podcast and video. And be sure to follow me at John A. Bates on Twitter for more updates on all of the content we're creating in the future. In the meantime, thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoy.
We're go.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to BreakVerse. I am Aaron. I am the GM. And despite the several long conversations about things before we started, that I still am flipping through the last few bits of contingency prep. But we're now going to introduce the players. Jeremy.
Hello, I am Jeremy, and I am playing Click Clack, the Kenku Rogue.
Kat.
I am Kat, and I am playing Ska, the Wood Elf Barbarian Cleric.
And Steph.
And I'm Steph. I play Wolfina Nightdale, the Wood Elf Cleric.
Cool. And Auntie.
Hi, I am Antitonic, and I am playing Kasi, the Naga Sorcerer.
All right. So, last time on BreakVerse, our heroes, idiots, champions, it's really up in the air at this point, achieved victory in a tournament of proving their strength within the Feywild in order to get a boon that they need to get back to the material plane. When they went to receive their boons and just chat with some ancient dragons, because the ancient dragons were the ones running the tournament, one of the members snuck behind these great beasts and may have used a little bit of an attack spell. Wouldn't that sound about right?
May have.
I have no idea what you mean.
I feel like it was a synaptic static specifically.
It was.
Doesn't ring a bell.
So, we're going to pick up by telling everyone to roll some fucking initiative, because you just attacked 2 ancient dragons. Wait, you're not on the map, are you? Give me a second.
I mean, we're on a map.
There you go.
Now we're on the map.
But your bodies aren't. Okay.
My body is.
God damn it.
I am too.
Yay, Wolfina's token's there.
Yeah, but so is your goat. So
Carsey, and hopefully at some point we'll load in.
Yep, Scott just showed up. Cool, I can actually put that.
So, yeah. We're going to roughly pull you all about here. Cluck Clack, you would probably be in the front because you were the one talking to... We can move that to the GM layer for now because she did transform.
This is gonna go so well.
One can only hope.
And for the record, that goat has a name.
Goaty McGoatface?
Naturally.
Just don't remember what it is, and it's no longer in the...
It was a reference. It's a mythology reference.
Yes, it totally was.
One of Thor's goats?
Yes. Yes, it absolutely was. I have to go into the chat archive to find out, because apparently this is important to me. He
Fucking
just listed in
hell.
chat.
NPC initiative always is a little bit of a hit in this game.
That's right, it's Tanyoster.
This one type.
Isn't that like a mixed drink or something?
I mean, if they named a mixed drink after, if they named a mixed drink after one of Thor's goats, specifically the one that means teeth grinder,
They may have.
if you get drunk enough, you do grind your teeth sometimes. So,
All right. So, as this blast has gone off, and there is a moment for all of you of
gape.
tension, agape, silence, as the two dragons seem barely affected. Well, dragon who has taken an elven form and still sort of floating down. The psychic lightning has gone off, and that brings us to initiative to count 20, where, well, you're still all processing this. The sky and the sky around you and the air next to you, especially those of you closer to the back, so Wolfina, starts to rumble, and you can hear the sounds of the ocean around you as a skeletal hand reaches out from a tear in reality and grabs Ragnar. Those of you who turn to look would see some waves of what seems to be a boat, and in this large skeletal arm just dragging Ragnar back through.
Oh, fuck. Oh, there goes that boon. Oh, wait.
There's a lot of things happening right now. As the portal starts to fizzle shut, it is the turn of a dragon. The silver dragon, who has taken on a more elven form, Drana, sort of continues to float down, fly, land, next to Click Clack. She has a blade. She's probably not going to use it yet. She has some restraint. You think yourself clever to ask how to slay a fae and then attempt an assassination.
I'm pointing towards where the fucking Naga is.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man.
She's just going to hold her action with the sword pointed at you.
Okay.
Because you were kind of asking how to kill a fae when this started.
I was. Not this Fae, but I was.
Well,
Darcy, that would make it your turn.
I'll yell out, I will flay the scales from your flesh, the flesh from your bones, and scrape your bones dry, and still you will not have suffered enough. And I will cast Dominate Beast on the one next to Click Clack.
Okay, can you put the text of that in chat, please?
Oh man.
Can you put the text of that in chat, please? There it is. Okay. It does not seem to have any effect.
Okay.
Ska, what are you doing?
Well, let's see. Ragnar just disappeared, and now she's having an even bigger existential crisis. Yeah, she's gonna try to run away.
Okay. So you're just bolting at full speed?
Yeah, she's just getting away because she is not in a mindset right now because she doesn't want to kill these things. She doesn't want to attack these things. She has no lunch for that. And now Ragnar's gone. And then yes, that was 45. And then I will I will cast, because it's a bonus action, I will cast Sanctuary on myself.
Yeah. All right. So that would make it Click Clack's turn.
All right. Hold on. I need to 40. Is Carsey up on something right now?
Like, this map is not accurate. This is just the map that already existed,
Right.
so probably not.
Okay. So Click Clack is running 5, 10, 15. Am I getting opportunity attacked?
Yeah, because you're running to assist your ally.
Of course I am. No, I get it.
Look, someone's attacked her mate. She's not happy with you right now.
Assist, beat senseless, same thing, right?
Close enough for government work.
So I am assuming a 22 hits you.
Yeah, there's nothing I could do to avoid that.
Okay. So you take You take 8 slashing damage
Oh, that's fine.
as this great sword slams down on your trading form.
Motherfucker! So let's see, that was there's 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Bonus action to dash. 5, 10. And yeah, I'm a stab with my new dagger.
Bring it, nerd.
And let's see, we are, thanks to Rakish Audacity, there's no one else within, I think it's 5 feet. Yep. There's just the two of us, so I get sneak attack. It's a 29 to hit.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
I know it's one off from me in that 20. For 27 piercing damage. And I rolled nothing but 6s or 1s on my damage. And that is my action.
Right? Okay. Wolfina, your turn.
Okay. I'm sorry if I missed. How high up is Kersey?
Not
Not on the ground.
Not at all. Okay. Just making sure. I'm gonna run 10 feet forward. And Kersey, if you could please make a wisdom saving throw. I'm gonna cast a spell. The DC to beat is 17. Okay. As Wolfina runs forward, she stops and kind of just, plants her feet on the ground and shouts at the top of her lungs, "Surrender!" And she casts command on Carsey.
Can you put that in text just for my benefit? Oh, the GM gets to decide. That's great. I like that ability.
Because you're a helper.
Poor Fey Dragon who rolled shit initiative gets to go now.
I actually, can I move?
Oh.
I have a question about how this works. I casted it. Now I would like to run away. Can I leave range, or would that break the spell?
Range is only for when you're casting, so yes.
Okay, I'm now going to turn and run the rest of my movement, which should be 20 feet. Oh no, 25 feet. I forgot I have 35. Yeah, I'm moving 25 feet in the opposite direction, which will put me at, I will be over there.
Yes, come back by me where it's safe.
Was it right here? That looks right. Okay.
I think it was one to the left, but that's
One to left. Okay. There we go.
Cool. All right, dragon.
Sort of look up You are quite ambitious creatures in the end, though strange in your methodology. And oh right, I had to modify that ability because we'll scoot over up here. Yeah, that won't it's a cone, so it won't affect her. Click clack. Carsey, make me wisdom saving throw.
Oh man.
$17.
I've got a 3.
We are the
Click clack
lowest.
succeeds.
We are the lowest wisdom characters in the.
I know, right? You're also the one standing next to a dragon. I wonder if those things are related.
We make poor life choices.
Yeah. All right. So this puff of pink and purple smoke exudes from the dragon's mouth. Both Carsey, you find yourself coughing, eyes sort of glazed over with the effect. Click clack. Heck, you sort of shake it off as this weird bubbly gas. You just manage to keep your cool.
Okay.
Brings us back to initiative count 20, where that hole of smoke and darkness in reality seals itself back up. And I need to figure out if she has to use her action for this. Because if she doesn't,
So I think it's going well.
Oh man.
ignore the secondary dragon that popped up. I'm trying to get the character sheet to show up.
And I'll throw another dragon at us. That's fine.
This is
Not gonna make any more
like
difference.
deadly for 20th level amounts of dragons right now.
Yeah, I can take it.
I am kind of exaggerating. It's a little complicated once you get to the high levels, but 2 ancient dragons in their lair is pretty damn close.
I feel like 2 ancient. Wow. Yeah. No, I think Deadly would fit.
Hey, I gave you a reprieve from lair actions the first 2 rounds.
Oh man. That's all right. I'm just waiting for the bard to get swallowed up too.
You know how disappointed I am the one character with a connection to dragons isn't here for this episode?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
When you
Trying
say
to find them,
connection,
and then, it would be a completely
Yeah, so she will just sort of roar, reverting her form. Enough! As I realize that popping things off the jam lighters pain. And yeah. I think everyone within 120 feet, so everyone needs to make me a saving throw.
Wisdom again?
Yeah, I mean, what's one more?
Yeah, this one's wisdom.
5.
Aim for a natural 20 is my advice.
13.
16.
All right, you all fail. So you're all frightened of this ancient silver dragon.
I didn't need a spell for that.
I was gonna say, yeah, yep, that's not surprising.
Stay where you are and explain yourselves. Particularly now, the gaze and anger are focused mostly on Carsey.
I was gonna say,
Ow.
I feel like this has been said at some point, but this motherfucker right here.
Yes. I'm sure you have that in your vocal stash someplace.
I'm pretty sure it's been said in game by several people.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Carsey, that would actually make it your turn.
So, which of the plethora of effects on me would you like to resolve first?
Yeah, that is what I was trying to figure out. Frightened just is frightened. It's a mechanical effect. Given the way the two spells operate, I'm gonna say that the gas actually the euphoria breath actually resolves first. Because
So I'm dying and I'm loving it.
well, because it specifically is an ability that determines how and if you're able to act. So roll me a d12.
That is a 7.
Okay. With a 7, you are able to repeat the saving throw. So make me a wisdom save. Not unfortunately quite enough. So you are sort of caught gazing off into space for a moment before your arm seize up, raising above your head in a gesture of surrender. You might not be entirely cognizant of because you did just get drugged by a powerful dragon, but
It's all good.
yeah. Okay. Scott.
So what exactly does frightened do?
Disadvantage on.
Attack and you can't move closer.
Yes.
Okay.
Attacks and ability checks. And you can't move
Oh,
close.
and ability checks. Okay, I forgot that.
Within line of sight, yes.
All right. That's fine because I did not plan on moving closer. And I am absolutely not going to attack. She is going to because she has cast sanctuary on herself. She's going to sit down because we were told not to go anywhere. She's going to sit down right where she is and just kind of like stare at Carsey with a very, very upset look on her face.
Okay. Click clack.
So let's see. Click-Clack is terrified. Been told to explain ourselves, but that is not his forte. He's given the best explanation that he can, so he is going to proceed to do the best thing that he can think of to do, which is try to prove that we are not allies. And the best way to do that is at disadvantage to try and beat this asshole into unconsciousness.
Okay, go for it.
Or, maybe not beat. There's some clerics here. They can heal him up.
What makes you think they're going to?
At least keep her from dying. I don't know. That's not really on his mind right now.
Make some attacks then.
Yep. And oops, that should be a disadvantage. Well, the disadvantage was the 24.
Hooray.
So there's 7 piercing. Because I have disadvantage, I can't sneak attack. And bonus action, offhand attack with my regular dagger. $14?
Yeah.
So that should just be 4, not 9, because I don't get my ability score bonus to that.
Oh, thank God.
All right, Wolfina, you are actually next because those got sorted
He's
well.
just stab.
Yeah. They told us to stop. Was it aimed at us or just Carsey?
At everyone. This was clearly an everyone.
Click-Clack
Okay.
is being disobedient because that's what he does.
But I mean, we were told not to run away. So what I will do, what can I do but stop? And I will stop and I will stop and prostrate myself on the floor with my hands out in front of me in a worshipful pose towards the dragons of please don't kill me. Averting my gaze. That's what I'm doing.
Hey, now you don't have disadvantage.
Cool. I feel like if we had physical tokens, Carsey would currently just be like several rings swamping the character.
Mm-hmm.
All right. It's gonna make it the fairy dragon's turn.
This won't mean anything to our viewers, but I love how on the initiative turn tracker, the biggest creature has the smallest token size.
The 2 ancient dragons are the same size.
Yes.
It's just so fairy dragons come in tiny.
Yes, they do.
In canon. But yeah.
It is adorable to see it though.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Fairy dragons are really fun. This one's just angry at you and also mechanically equivalent to an ancient dragon. Who is, by the way, going to actually just fucking take some swipes. Click Clack, does a 28 hit you?
Yeah.
Carsey, does a 16 hit you?
Yep.
All right. Both of you are slammed to the ground prone with dragon claws on top of you. As the creature with fey scales and claws that you can see up close have this growth of nature running through them. Pins both of you in place. So young, moving so fast. Let us be patient about this. Whatever this may end up being. That makes initiative count 20. Where the stupid character sheet fails to load again, I give up and go to Roll20. Go to D&D Beyond. Yep. This in this effect, the wind and air suddenly become unseasonably cold. Not that they weren't cold before, but just that you simply did not notice how cold the air had become until this instant where it suddenly kicks up with snow. And everyone's going to need to make me DC 15 con saves.
$21, because that's a good one for me.
12.
Also 21.
20.
Birds don't like cold.
This is true.
That is everyone.
Birds like cars and money.
So those of you actually just Click Clack takes 6 cold damage. As you're now a little bit shivering. Well, pinned under a dragon.
Okay.
Which makes it the dragon's turn.
It sure does.
Who will fly over here? It's gonna try and scoop you two up.
In my mind, my headcanon, by the way, for this, is that all this is going on, and Alistair has noticed a stone on the ground that's particularly shiny, and is like paying really close attention, like has picked it up, is sort of examining it a bit, as just in the background you see like dragon go flying by, and
Baby Groot style.
yep.
Okay, so Wolfina, does a 23 hit you?
Yes.
Ska, does a 20 hit you?
Yes.
All right, both of you are snatched up in dragon claws, and because ancient silver dragons have a lovely movement speed, you are deposited back over with the other ones.
Was it? It wasn't an attack, right?
It was an attack roll.
Did they do wisdom save?
No,
wisdom save first? Because I cast Sanctuary.
Okay. Yep. That's a good thing to remind me of. Because there's a lot of abilities running around. Wisdom saving throw. What's your spell save DC? It doesn't matter if
14.
26 succeeds.
Yeah. Okay.
And you are brought over and deposited with the other ones. Which would make it Carsey's turn.
So, what's the effect of the euphoric gas?
It's worn off by now.
Excellent. Someday someone will best me, but it won't be today and it won't be you. And I subtle spell Dimension Door out of the building.
Counter spell.
So subtle spell was meant to counter that, but I do want you to put the text of Dimension Door in chat because I'm not entirely sure.
Yeah, subtle spell makes it hard to counterspell things.
It's just verbal.
I can't counter spell. I'm just yelling, somebody do it. I don't have that spell.
Hey, does the rogue have counter spell?
No, the rogue does not have counterspell.
Huh.
You know how the rogue counters spellcasters?
Shooting
the rogue
them?
stabs the spellcasters.
Does the rogue have spell sniper or spell slayer, whatever it is?
No.
Mage player?
Okay. Mage hunter, whatever. That feat that lets you respond to spells. Okay. So just trying to take yourself? Yeah.
Just me.
Carsey disappears in this fizzling acid magic for the moment. You're going on the GM layer.
It's cold here. I don't like it.
Well, then maybe you should have thought about that before, or you pissed off several dragons. But
Fair.
that would make it Ska's turn.
Fuck. Have they put me down, or am I still in?
You are grappled, technically. You're on the ground, but you're grappled.
Okay. So Sky's just gonna go. It was the snake. It wasn't us. We don't want to hurt you. And that's gonna be her turn because she's not going to attack. She's still freaking out.
Click clack.
Just sort of pinned to the ground, just screaming repeatedly, "Motherfucker! Motherfucker!" Except for it all sounds identical. Actually, no. To make it sound different, like levels of escalation, it's in different people's voices.
Nice.
It's like a panicked caught radio, except for that's repeating different people as opposed to just getting stuck on one.
Yep.
Oh. Okay, Wolfina.
I don't do anything.
I assume we can probably cut out of initiative at this point, unless Carsey has something immediately.
Not immediately.
Okay. Then we're gonna stick with this group here as Charlotte, the Fey Dragon, speaks up again. You will bring a snake to kill us unknowingly, yet you inquire about how to kill a Fey as your ally attacks.
Skal will now look at Click Clack.
Different one.
Persuasion?
Okay. Uh, 6.
Perhaps. Excuse me. Well, that other one will not escape the city. We'll be back shortly. And are any of you doing anything, or are you just sitting there?
Just staring at balls in their court at the moment.
Scott is trying not to cry.
Wolfina is crumpled on the ground, just looking completely defeated, just not making eye contact, just
The silver dragon will sort of release the two of you. Well, I think you've gotten your answer about how to kill a fae. You don't. We are the essence of our aspects of this plane. We are the dominant force of a location, and we are a bit of the plane itself.
Right.
That is not to say we cannot be slain.
Mm-hmm.
It is to say it is suicide to attempt it. Mm. At this point, she's just going to shift back to elven. Excuse me, it's elven. Back to an elven form. I am curious, though. Why were you wandering around with someone that was going to absolutely get you killed?
Idiocy.
It was an ends to a means. We needed to have another person in our party for the battle, for the tournament. It was a relationship of convenience. That's it.
always risky to make alliances. And as she is saying this, she sort of leans her head up as these glistening magical energy bullets strike towards the ancient Fey dragon. Well, it seems to take the damage to some extent or another. Yeah. You can't necessarily see where the attacks came from, but you can make a decent guess.
Are we in an enclosed building or no?
I don't think so. I think we're outside.
You're kind of in a courtyard, remember? So you came into this area that went through the palace to get here.
Okay.
You said I have a general idea of where the missiles came from?
Yeah. You don't necessarily see who hit them because they were very far away at the time, but...
How far away, approximately?
Based on your knowledge of spells, about 240 feet.
I'm going to estimate where it is. I snap. So she's completely just sitting there dejected with like her hands, palms facing up, just in complete like nothing. And then with a wrist flick, when this happens, she tosses something out of a component pouch and that happens.
Okay.
Yeah,
Garci, you're going to need to make that save.
Ow.
Do you know if I have my Tides of Chaos ability?
It restarts at the beginning of a day, correct?
It restarts
Yes.
the beginning
Okay.
of a long rest
So, yes,
or
I do
after
have
a
it.
wild surge. Yep.
So I'm going to do that.
Mm-hmm. That is a success. I believe that makes it half damage.
Yep.
Hooray.
It's a cool spell, though.
Are you still conscious?
Nope.
So, as that spell is cast, the fairy dragon, Circlet will sort of look up. One moment. And I start slowly flying over. Garci, make me a death saving throw because she's not rushing. It's one failure.
That's a 7.
Picks you up. Starts flying back. You don't need to make another death save for reasons. And sort of deposits Garci back with the rest of you. And you guys can see he is not conscious, but more than that, where he would have been bleeding out, Wolfina, the wounds that would be the ones that put him unconscious, most likely from the little piercing bits. Crystal has started to grow seemingly around and within his form. The two dragons sort of look at each other. I'm curious what it has to say.
Click clack
It's serpent
casually.
and a creature of evil. We should just kill it.
Click clack clack casually opens up like his water skin. Puts his hand over Carthy's face and slowly turns it and upends it all on Carthy's face.
Yeah. With intent to suffocate or just
No.
intent to fuck it with?
Intent to, if it will wake her up. Wake up. If not, then he's perfectly okay with just pouring a good pint or two of water onto.
Mm-hmm. They seem to consider. It'll be fun. We have so little fun. You play, and I have to go remind other Fae to stay off our turf because they want magical blessings to kill other combatants for being particularly idiotic. Fine. And the silver dragon sort of flicks one of the crystals, and all of them sort of light up. And Carsey, you have 1 hit point. You're incapacitated, but you can speak. And looking down, you can see your body slowly becoming crystal.
Am I within like the group of everyone else?
It is still today. Yes, I didn't bring your token back, but you're basically right where you were, just now,
I look down at the fuck.
My friends, help me.
God will take her brand new sword and hold it at Carsey's neck.
I just start trying to pull out gold and whatever I've got. Just
you can't
take.
move.
I
What
figured.
incapacitated means.
I look up at the dragons and I gesture to Cars. He's like,
What do you have to say for yourself, confident one?
I'm sorry, I misjudged. I would never do it again.
Make me a deception roll, because that's a bald-faced lie.
Yeah, we should have put down Zone of Truth again.
That can happen.
That would be up to you guys.
That's good. That's good.
Sort of look at each other. You misjudged. Elaborate.
I thought that I was worthy.
Worth has nothing to do with what we are. nor with the ability to slay us.
Sorry, thought I could kill you. My bad. We cool, right?
But if you are testing your mettle, you have failed, creature of darkness and evil, who seeks to corrupt this land for your own gain.
And I shall be eternally sorry for that.
But will that change? What do you propose your life is worth when you throw it away so recklessly?
I would hope it clear now that I have no sense of value. What you think it is worth, that's what it is worth.
You gonna do that, Scott?
I'm debating. Hold on. I need to make a wisdom saving throw.
Oh
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah, she is.
Okay.
She is going to quote unquote trip, and she has a sword to his throat.
You know, I'm gonna say make the roll with disadvantage and then make me a sleight of hand check to see how slipping, how accidental it looks.
All
Does the
right.
12 hit you, Carsey?
Yep.
And then is the sleight of hand at normal or disadvantage?
No, just flat sleight of hand roll. Again, this is to see if you can convincingly accidentally stab someone, because that's hard.
It is.
So Ska trips over her own feet with her sword very much aimed in Carsey's direction. Take from that whatever your character might or might not, or roll me an insight.
Sure, why not?
But Carsey, you're back unconscious because you had one hit point, I assume.
Yep.
Yeah, you. Click clack. Ska is an experienced fighter. You have seen her use a sword. She knows how to be careful with it.
Wolfina's about to do something.
Okay.
Almost by instinct, from kneeling on the floor with her head down, she jumps forward almost on her hands and knees and makes a grab at Carsey and casts Spare the Dying to stabilize it. And then she's basically leaning over Carsey, screaming, "Why did you do this? I was almost home!"
I mean, I'm still unconscious, I think.
You're still unconscious, but that's what Wolfina's doing.
Yeah.
She's torn between being a clericy person and just wanting to revive you so that she can kill you again.
Yep.
No, fair.
The dragon. So that will speak up again. So, what is the worth of this one to you? The convenient ally who calls you friend.
Who is that addressed at?
The group of you?
Okay, all of us as a whole.
Yeah. Probably mostly Scar and Wolfina, because you just stabbed and stopped him from being stabbed, so.
He is no friend of mine. she'll put her sword away.
Click Click looks really, really annoyed at the moment. And says, I feel like undercommon drow voice accent would be the best, the place where this would most likely come from of a, what do you want?
Mostly, I enjoy playing and watching the children of the plains play in the playgrounds I create, as most of my kind do since a young age. I want safety and power for myself and my mate. I want security and law within my domain of the Feywild. I feel the rewards I offer are more than sufficient for the challenges I assign. What I want now is perhaps look at her mate, resolution that will not offend the principles of any here. I am curious. You are amusing, conflicted, rather unusual in your discord.
Click Clack sighs a little bit. Puts a finger up. As if in the moment, please. Walks over to where Alistair is staring at a rock.
Mm-hmm.
Because I feel like Alistair is the one most likely to have this. And grabs a piece of paper and
Yep.
and something to write with. And starts scribbling out something.
Okay.
Stops. Okay. Comes back and hands it over.
Okay.
And it reads, don't kill the stupid snake fucker. And there's a sort of a pause there because this is very train of thought.
Mm-hmm.
And it goes, how often are these tournament things?
The tournaments occur every year or so. Though that's not.
Holds out a hand for the paper. Scribble, 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 scribble. Hands it back.
Silver
Says,
Dragon's just gonna fly up to like sit on her mate's head so she can actually read this as well. Because she's still in human form. Fix it up.
and it says, I'll do what I can to consistently amuse you up to the day before the next tournament.
The silver one will actually speak. A noble offer, but that you would protect such evil and allow it to continue threatening others. I doubt he is truly foolish enough to come here again. But in other places and other times, especially since the Father of Wolves grants you passage across the plains. Is it truly noble to rescue someone who will use that at rescue to harm others.
He just snatches the paper.
Yeah.
Because there's a moment like he's like, fuck it. He's at the end of his patience at the moment, so
Yeah.
he's not trying to be cute about this anymore.
Wolfina has a question.
Oh.
Yep.
I will look up at them and just ask how much of the evil of this being is an inherent part of their being and how much is their own personal failings.
Some of that is ancient knowledge beyond even our understanding. But the serpent folk, Kasi is, and you all are, children of the plains, born of fae and dragons and elementals and serpents primordial. You who are your own. Each of you has the potential for good or evil in whatever capacity. Being celestial born and might incline one towards good or offer one paths to goodness. But ultimately, you are not creatures who are ever incapable of your own alignment. None of us are, but your choices are less definitional and more flexible.
If this being is a victim of their birth, then I beg for a new body for this being. If it is a choice entirely their own, there has been attempted murder.
Click Clack's been continuing to write as this has been going on.
Because so Click Clack, as that message is being delivered, it will be looked at very shortly.
Yes.
The dragons will sort of lean over. The silver dragon will actually look over to Ska. So, what do you think? As the one who struck the final blow.
Kind of glance over at the spot where Ragnar had been standing and disappeared.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know where my family has gone, but personally, I say do with him what you will.
Click Clack.
Yeah. So it reads, look. Look. If the dipshit doesn't take this opportunity to turn his life around from being stupid evil to at least being not quite as stupid semi-neutral, then I happen to know several people within the vicinity who can deal with that situation. That said, I can't just stand by and watch him die when it might be because of being stupid evil.
Well, let us see what he has to say on the matter. And again, those crystals are flicked, and Karsi, you're back to 1 hit point. But now there's also, crystals jutting out of a stab wound in your chest. You're still incapable of moving. So, we have had conversations about what is to be done with you. What do you have to say in your defense?
And now
subtle,
I will pass Zone of Truth.
Okay.
subtle spell Chaos Bolt.
Can you is subtle spell let you avoid material and somatic components?
Somatic and verbal.
Verbal and somatic, yes.
Okay. And Chaos Bolt has which components?
Verbal and somatic, sorry.
Yep. Okay. Yeah. I'm assuming at the one who's currently a dragon. You're muted.
Yeah, it keeps going away from me, but yes.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Click clack
So-
in, I'm assuming Alistair's voice, because probably the most. Never mind!
Yep.
Yeah.
Sounds like an
In
Alistair
that
line.
moment, Karsi, you crystallize this spell, avoiding the need to move to cast it. But it's it's a laser. It's not exactly like they're wondering who attacked them, as it just bounces off these face scales. Will incline head towards Wolfina. Does this change your opinion?
Mine?
Do you still insist this must be a fundamental trait brought on by form?
I never insisted any such thing. I left it to your judgment. If it is, and certainly there must be some component of living in such a den of vipers. But he has attempted murder, and I would not ask you to withhold justice from a murderer.
Darcy, anything you're doing?
Okay.
All right. You spending another sorcery point?
Yep.
Okay.
Same again.
Yeah, that one will hit.
Okay, so I choose one of the D8s.
Yep.
I'll take the force damage.
Okay. Force damage crackles across this dragon's face. You do not seem patient enough to speak in your own defense. And you're restrained.
If I get the opportunity to spit at them.
Yeah. I mean, technically it could be 2 natural ones, but we're not exactly likely. Yeah. The 25, you're back unconscious as this dragon claw just kind of flicks you.
Bleh.
An interesting creature. But
Idiot.
I do not see the change that some were hoping for.
Why did he want to die?
He will not die, not in here. But I cannot know why without asking. And the answer seems to be
Does your kind have a quarrel specifically with his people?
no. And we are not our kind. We are our own domain within the Feywild. But no, we have no contact or issue in particular with the serpents. I do not sense that this one is an ally of the Queen Mother. That would be a much more subtle and powerful creature.
He just points. Not subtle.
Ah, well, what are you going to do if we do not kill him? Will you continue to carry on with him? Will you leave him to this city or some other place upon this plane?
He's not my responsibility.
Means to an end in the tournament.
Which is over.
Regardless what you opt to do with him, our arrangement to work together has already passed. If you have been assured of our lack of involvement in his lapse, we will take our leave as soon as you're finished with us.
We may return him to you, but not at this moment.
He's not mine to be returned.
This was interesting. Have a lovely day. Get the fuck out of my house. What the hell is wrong with you people?
I
Scott will look
and walk out.
Scott will look and go, "Do you know where Ragnar went?"
The dwarf.
Yes.
I know what caused it, not what agent of that force particularly took him.
Do you know of a way to get him back?
Not unless you want to become a god killer.
I was afraid you were going to say that. And she will
Sort of incline a head at Click
she will
Clack.
put a hand on Click Clack's shoulder and start walking out, dragging him away.
It's on the agenda.
Find the tears in reality. Find their source. And you may find one who was dragged through them. You might want to start your search on the material plane, but that is all the help you will receive for free.
Thank you very much.
Now get the fuck out of our house. Bye.
And Ska will leave, pulling Click Clack along.
Click Clack is going for the moment.
Okay.
Yep.
Oh, yeah, we should probably grab Alistar.
You grab Sylvester and Alistar.
Okay. Like, oh yeah, other people.
Alistar is actually vaguely understanding of the concept of get the fuck out of my house.
He's heard that phrase more than once, I'm sure.
Yeah. So, we're going to set all of that aside for now. Carsey, you awaken not where you got knocked unconscious for the 4th time this episode, but in a different room. Silver, her walls, and a floating blue pearl, perhaps, that lights the room dimly and casts odd shadows everywhere. There are 2 women looking at you, one with long blue hair, who looks distinctly human, if not for eyes is that are without pupils or retinas or anything, just a blank pink, and a woman who looks perhaps dwarven, with short, cut silver hair and the beginnings of a beard. Both of them are dressed in robes. You find yourself unable to move, unable to reach for the magic you know is dwelling within you. You have 3 options. I do hope that you'll listen kindly this time, because you will not receive another chance. And if you do not listen, the decision will be made for you by the people you perhaps do not want making these choices for you. I apologize for the noise outside if you can hear it, by the way.
You're fine.
No worries.
Typically, if none had spoken on your behalf, if you were simply an assassin and with no other connection, the eyes that spy for another would have been gouged out, and you would have been transformed into another of those that wander these halls for their evils directed towards our land. Red to work the forges, blue to serve the masses, purple perhaps for more delicate tasks, or something else. It would not have mattered particularly. And perhaps you can even choose the color, should that be your decision. We could release you back into the world as you are, should we secure some assurance that we are not suffering evil to continue living. Or, at this point, those pupilless, flat pink eye is just stare directly at you. You could be remade and then return to your allies with a new face and a new form, reincarnated by the same magics we typically use, if it truly is a matter simply of birth disposition, as your ally claims.
Postulated.
It's okay. They're just gonna look at you.
Then you could help me, and together we could take down the filth that runs this city. With you two by my side, we would do so much good.
Why do you dislike the establishment here? What do you need to take down?
They are not fit to rule.
By what metric?
Who is?
Very well. Then no one. Anarchy is better. In a potentially imperfect system.
I agree. But it should be maybe my flaw that I would take this burden for the good of others.
What makes you think yourself capable or worthy?
I know that I'm not. And that's what makes me worthy.
Hi, Aristotle.
That is some circular delusional bullshit right there. I love
You
it.
can make me a persuasion check.
Life and death can hinge on a persuasion check.
That's a 21.
Ooh. And that's a nice one.
Archfey are creatures fundamentally bound to the land end of their plane. The reason that the dragons rule the city is because the Fey dragon is the city, and her mate is her. Would you take on that power, that burden?
Yes. Because then it would mean that others would be free.
They look to each other. There's a kind of eye roll, and the dwarven woman speaks up for the first time, handing you a small vial, only about this big, containing something silver. Looks like some sort of potion. If you truly believe that, we'll leave now. Drink this. Assimilate the power, or begin to. And if you are truly worthy by virtue of knowing you're not, perhaps this will be your plane. And perhaps we will serve you in the future. They get up and start to leave you in this room with the pulsating, eating pearl and nothing else. There doesn't seem to be a door they leave through that you can discern, just empty space around you. This silver vial that you're holding in your hand, even though you know you can't move your hand, that you can move this thing with that sense of yourself and your body that isn't quite attached to your true form.
Yeah, I mean, chug a lug.
That's where that's going to end. So, the rest of you walk out.
Yep.
Going anywhere in particular?
So well, being guided out by Ska. Once we're actually outside, Click Clack just stops. Plan?
Oh, if only I had one.
Why would you consider working with him again?
Me?
Yes.
Trying to pick where he pauses, trying to pick words as usual. Didn't say that.
Okay. It sounded like you were saying that earlier.
Click
His
Clack
give a
has
fuck
a
factor.
limited
His
vocabulary.
give a fuck factor is gone. He snags another piece of paper from Alistar. Scribble, scribble. Holds it up. He's like, I didn't plan to work with him again. I just didn't want to have his death on my conscience.
Oh, fair enough. And if you need me to read any of that at any point, let me know. That seems to be helpful for you. If there's any concepts in particular that you'd like to have voiced to.
Yeah.
So, plan?
Sleep.
Is there any place, like, is there like a bench or anything around?
Sure.
Scott will beeline for a bench and just sit down and start crying. And after a minute of crying, she'll get herself together.
Wolfina will sit down next to you and just kind of lean her head on your arm.
She'll lean on you.
Yeah, Wolfina. In Ragnar's voice, Ragnar, plan guy. Points between Scott and him, shakes head.
As soon as Ragnar's voice comes out of Click Clack's mouth, Scott starts crying again.
Oh, motherfucker.
Maybe don't do that for a little while.
None of you understand giant.
Nope.
No.
In between her tears, you hear her saying something in a language you don't understand.
So it sounds like we're to become god killers, yeah? That sounds like the plan to me.
Well,
Clack, you can make me an intelligence saving throw.
okay. 24.
So you would recall, because you were here for all of this and are not currently quite as traumatized,
Right.
that the next step is probably to get at least one more boon.
Mm-hmm.
Because you need one more boon minimum to get back to the material plane. And that seems to be the thing that everyone agrees upon more than most things. But yeah.
So home. Boon.
Scott will stop crying and try and like be able to speak again. Yeah. Home. Wherever that is.
Not this plane.
So, and he sort of kicks his feet on the ground. Timing.
So where do we go for another boon?
Well, Yeah. Thing is, I'ma stay.
And Scott starts crying again.
So scribble, 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 scribble. Long scribbling, long period of writing. Hands it over. And it says, so one of the other Fae here, the one that the one whose servant I fought. That servant's here unwillingly. I feel like I gotta save her.
Whispered
And
in undercommon, Scott says they just keep leaving me.
I taps on the thing. I plan to make it back to the regular world once I've done this, but right now, short of killing a Fae, which not even the awesomeness that is me can do right now, my best
Hang
bet
on.
is win the tournament and take that boon to do something with it.
So why don't you just travel with us and we'll get 2 boons? Use the next boon to free her. I've been here long enough. I can wait a little more time. It'll probably take less than a solid year for you to accomplish your mission.
Click, clack, make me an
Yeah.
intelligence check.
Okay.
Arcana, specifically.
Arcana.
Or religion.
Arcana is better. 15.
So, one of the things that was specifically sold as unique about the tournament is essentially that it's a blank check boon.
Yeah,
It's not a specific thing.
Yeah,
Um,
you have to make deals with
yeah. Like,
for specific things.
you potentially could, well, you potentially could get a boon that was that, but it might prove more challenging than, hey, loan a bit of power for a teleportation spell.
Right.
Relatively, that would be a much less significant boon.
But otherwise, you're waiting a year. You may as well be doing something than just sitting around waiting for the next tournament and hoping that you win.
Oh, I'm gonna be doing something. And then he makes motions like it's a training montage. And then he taps the paper. I'm gonna be back. I'm not just gonna stay here. I will be back and will eventually find you because you gotta help me steal something back from a god. Even my awesomeness can't do that alone.
You reduce our chances of surviving that long by removing your awesomeness. But sure, okay. Then there were 3. Where to?
And on that note, we're going to move back to a room with a blue light as Carsey drinks. You feel this unlimited primordial power start to swell inside of you. You can feel and hear the essence of this plane in the raw magic of the Feywild starting to take hold within you. Make me a charisma saving throw. You can't control it. You can't feel your mind. Everything around you is too much. Every foot that has and is and will be passing through this plane, but also the time of the Feywild itself as it relates to the other plane. Hines is getting away from you. You can barely keep track of your own time, much less all of the times of all of the planes and especially the twisting time of the plane that is now your plane. Make me a Constitution saving throw. A natural 1. Your form is crumbling, ripping apart bit by bit. You can feel yourself dying as your consciousness strains to even comprehend how this magic is ripping you apart from the inside. Make me a wisdom saving throw. 0. Unnatural, but a 0. As the plane starts to build within you, you can feel your mind and magic expanding. Your magic itself might be tied a lot more to your charisma, but fundamentally, it is a part of your core, and you can sense and feel these two magics fighting, and yours losing, being so much weaker than this expansive force of chaos. That's so different from your own chaos, but similar enough to be absorbed and assimilate it as everything around you starts fading and you can barely understand the world. Make me a strength saving throw. Another natural one.
Holy
Don't even have a
fuck,
chance
Auntie.
to reach for the world around you, to assert your own strength and power, and insist that this plane is yours, that this power is something that you have earned, or perhaps not earned, but tricked your way into, or something, but you cannot grasp it, you cannot reach it. Make me an intelligence saving throw.
Go on, let's go.
That's 20.
Go for another one.
Whoa, there you go.
That's good.
With
That's
a
good.
19, your mind, and nothing else is working, but your mind just barely grasps onto the ledge that your strength could not. You remind yourself of why you are here, and you can hear in the back of your mind the hiss of another voice, of 1,000 more voices overwhelming it. You can hear through the trees and the tundra and the spires of this region of the Feywild screaming through your mind, and you can hear all of it, and you can know all of it even without the context, without the power to comprehend it. Make me a dexterity saving throw. And with a 7, you reach out towards these voices, trying to collect your body back together, your mind back together, or trying to navigate and nimble your way through this. And you cannot reach any of it. You fall, and again and again. And this essence overwhelms you and consumes you, and you cannot feel your breath or existence. Make me 3 death saving throws. With 2 failures and a success, you cannot master this power in the slightest. You can barely understand it and nothing else. You cannot grasp it. You cannot reach it. The power, not even of a god, but of a primordial fae, of a small, you can feel how small it is, chunk of the Feywild, barely the size of a city street, pours into you. It's chaos consuming and overriding you. And that is all that is anymore.
What a nice story.
Welp.
Yep. So. And then there were 2, but 3, but also Ragnar had an army you're going to have to figure out if you want to keep.
Yeah.
That's a true reason he's running away. He just can't handle the idea of being in charge of an arm. No.
They have free will. Fuck. I wish Navarin were here, because there would be other things.
Nickleck's like not going this particular instant.
Okay. I thought Click Clack had
He's
walked
not
away.
like, and exit stage left. Like
Well,
quietly,
Sky's
You know,
crying.
Click clack. You're sitting on a
quietly,
bench in the
awkwardly
middle of the
going,
city with the sobbing barbarian.
like, I mean, Click-Clack's not quite so much of a dick as he's like, yeah, so I'm just gonna go now. You're
You're
awkward
fired.
pat on the shoulder. You'll be okay. Um, step away, step away, step away. No.
Oh man.
Alistar has gone. He seemed to very conveniently forget everything the second that emotions got brought into the picture and run off.
Oh yeah,
Perhaps
he's
after
at a
some
bar. Or yeah.
or bar.
Going to tell the tale of how he bravely fought 2 dragons.
And I am sitting
One.
next to a crying stranger.
Yep.
Mhm.
Yes, you are. Who randomly says something in a language you cannot understand.
So, more boons. For you. Where?
Yes.
I'm trying. You just broach it. Where? Who?
Guy again like tries to compose herself.
Mhm. It's almost like he's trying to put Ska on a particular path of thought so he can sort of focus.
I wonder why.
If any of the players need help, I put you back on the world map or the plane map.
Yeah. Because we basically like we could go to any of the big cities was the
Mhm.
Yeah.
thing.
I
Right?
mean, you've already done Silvered Peaks,
Right.
but any of the other named places,
Okay.
are options.
All right. So yeah, Sky will basically like try to compose herself, take a few deep breaths, you know. And then she'll kind of remember that Sylvester and like all of the others are there.
Mhm.
Sylvester was actually the only one who came with you because he was the only one who was one of your fighting
That's
partners.
right. That's right. He was the only, that's right. So yeah, she'll look at Sylvester.
Can I hang out with you guys still?
Sky will grab your hand,
You don't get to
not
go.
say anything, and just grab your. And she's just gonna grab your hand.
Okay.
She's gonna look at Sylvester.
Ow.
You were here
Ow.
because of Ragnar, and he is not here now. It is up to you if you would like to continue with us.
And it's up to you to tell everyone else that, but I think I can speak for her, my lady, when I say you're not ditching us on the fucking Feywild. Build, you're at least getting us back to your version of the material plane.
Good answer. And she'll kind of smile. Okay. Well,
I'll give you some time and space. Meet us back at the inn when you're ready. Know what you're going to say for Chloe and...
Yeah.
If you're going to even say anything to Laurette.
Knowing what to say. Yeah.
So we are currently at Silvered Peaks, is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
You are currently on the Silvered Peaks.
That's what I
As a
thought.
reminder, the altar of sidestepping is where you came from. So that's the one place that probably isn't an option.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
He taps Bogmouth. Close.
Let's get together with the others and figure out what we all want to do. Things have changed and everyone needs to make a decision. And then she'll kind of realize that Alistar is missing. We'll find him
On
later.
it.
He won't remember anyway.
He scrolls out. I'll deposit him on your doorstep.
Okay.
And he gets up and goes out bard hunting. And eventually, I'm assuming at some point, a bard will be dropped onto a doorstep.
Yeah, though I'm going to play a little bit of fiat with how long that takes because I gather there are other things happening. But
it's almost like Click Clack's going to be gone for going forward.
Yeah. Just because I don't know if Navaran's going to be here next week.
That's fair.
Scott will give Click Clack a hug before he goes away.
Okay. As you head off, Jeremy, you have so many alternate characters.
I only have 4 total.
We're going to end with you. Out in the Feywild, you clean off a small blade that you were using to pull out poison sacs so you can eat this little... You're not even sure what it's supposed to be. Maybe a salamander, but it's got like dog feet. You know it's edible.
Yeah. That would make
This
sense.
is not a pleasant place. When suddenly your vision flickers out from your mind, you see yourself looking at a woman. She looks to be a bard with bright orange hair, and a large harp strapped to her back, but one arm missing in a way that makes you think she can't play that, can she? You hear out of what isn't your mouth a voice asking, if I succeed, will you follow me instead? The woman laughs, apparently complimented, perhaps flirting. You see some sort of arena, 2 dragons looking down upon you. And then you're sitting in the back of an inn. The conversation occurs. It's between some elves, mostly. Elves and a dwarf. About this individual, the one with sort of star patterns to her outfit, who identifies herself as Wolfina, joining. And the desperation to return to the material plane. The voice that is not your own is critical, cynical about this. And then you find yourself watching, not quite through those eyes anymore, as a naga is ripped apart from the inside by chaotic magic of his own. he brought on himself. And then you are back at your campfire
Okay.
with the softest whisper. If you want to go home, follow the path north, up the mountain.
I was gonna say,
Mhm.
am I familiar with uh
You
the
know
name of
of
the
your
place
own
that
race's history and what this has to be.
yeah, well, am I familiar with Silver Peaks as long as I've been in the Feywild?
Not exactly, but
Okay.
you would know roughly.
So yep, well, that answers that. She gets up, starts just systematically packing her things, which takes a very short a period of time.
And even though
Loads her
it's early,
crossbow,
I think
and
that is where we're going to end for this week.
alrighty, say goodbye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.